Hey, what is going on everyone? This is iReviews back with another video, and today we're talking about iOS 14. So as we're getting closer to the release of the first beta of iOS 14, there are a lot of new rumors, leaks, and reports regarding the new features and changes that Apple is bringing to iOS with iOS 14. So in this video, we're going to talk about the latest reports, the latest leaks of the new features that Apple is bringing to iOS 14, and we also have some great news regarding the release of this new software update. So let's get right into it. So let's first talk about the release date. So of course we are on a situation that it's not usual with a pandemic that is going on the world. Everything has come to a stop. But regarding the release of iOS 14, there will be no setbacks, and this is really great news. So according to a report by Bloomberg, Apple employees are working from home even during this time, and they are not letting iOS 14 fall behind on schedule, and that's really great news. As again, we're expecting iOS 14 to be released on June 1st on beta 1, and then in September it will be released to the public. So as like some employers spoke to Bloomberg, there have been no delays in creating iOS 14, and that's great news. The devs are working from home, and iOS 14 should be released on its schedule. So June 1st beta 1, and then in late September we will see the public release of iOS 14. Let's get started with the new features that are reported coming to iOS 14. So first of all, we will talk about the keychain. So Keychain on iOS 14 is getting a ton of new features and will improve a lot. This is a report coming from 9to5Mac, and this is based on an early build of iOS 14 that they have. So according to 9to5Mac, Apple is working to improve the Icloud Keychain password manager on iOS with two-factor password integration and more on iOS 14. So basically, what Icloud Keychain does, it stores all the passcodes of a user. However, it doesn't have like the important features that other competitors have, like 1Passcode or LastPass, which are apps that you can get from the App Store to manage your passcodes. So according to the iOS 14 code, there will be a major improvement on the keychain, on the iCloud keychain on iOS. There will be a new method to save two-factor authentication passwords, as well as Apple is testing some major changes as well. Users also will be warned in the future with iOS 14 when they are about to use like reuse passcodes. So that's very important for your security, because if you use the same passwords in different websites, then it will be a risk that if one of your passcodes gets leaked or something, then all of them will, of course. And of course, this is a free service as it comes with iOS, and will be a very big competitor to the other options that are paid, like 1Password or LastPass. Major improvements are coming to Maps as well. With Maps on iOS 14, Apple will show more details about the Apple stores and the hardware repairs that you can do on a specific store. So right now, if you go on the Maps and you go to like an Apple store, it won't show any like more details. It just shows the usual stuff, the phone number, the address, and all that stuff. But with iOS 14 on Maps, you will be able to find Apple stores, and you can check there if there's a Genius service available at the moment on that app store, or if the app will also tell users, for example, whether there's a specific store that offers screen or battery repairs that day, and that's very important. So if you're looking to repair your iPhone or anything, then you can go ahead and check the app stores right on the Maps on iOS 14, and that's of course a very useful feature. As of now, you can not do anything basically on the Maps app. You can just check the address and the usual stuff that you get for every business with Maps. And also for those who want to buy a new product from the Apple Store, the Maps app on iOS 14 will also show if that store offers a device trade-in for credit. That's of course very useful as well. Now this code tells also more features about the Carplay, and Carplay is getting custom wallpapers. So basically, with iOS 14, Apple is improving the wallpaper section even on iPhone and in Carplay as well. With the iPhone, as reported earlier, you will get like new different sections of the wallpapers on the wallpaper section on the settings app, and Apple is also allowing like third-party apps to basically provide collections of wallpapers to the settings of your wallpapers. And with iOS 14, you will have the ability to set a custom wallpaper on Carplay as well. Currently, it's being tested with the default iOS 13 wallpapers, and they will also switch automatically to the dark and the light mode, which is really cool. So with Carplay, now you can also have your custom wallpaper, you just don't have to stick to the default one. Major improvements and new features are also coming to the Find My app. Find My is a new app that Apple has introduced with iOS 13. So basically with iOS 14, Apple will include a new notification feature for location sharing as part of the Find My new option to receive an alert when someone doesn't arrive at a specific location at the scheduled time of the day. That's really cool. Find My also includes like the ability to receive a notification when someone doesn't arrive at a specific location. Right now, it includes a notification when someone arrives at a specific location, but with iOS 14 and the new feature, it will also alert you when someone doesn't arrive at the specific location, and that's really cool. New alert options also will include being notified when a contact leaves a location before the set time to leave that location. And also Find My will let users create these notifications to alert contacts based on their own location. And new location alerts can be customized to specific days of the week. The Find My app on iOS 14 will also work with augmented reality headsets, so users will be able to locate visually using augmented reality. And something really interesting has happened recently. Apple has bought the dark sky weather. So now if you go to the App Store and you go to the dark sky weather app, which is a very well-known app for weather, you will see that it says Apple right there. So Apple has completely purchased the app. Even though they haven't made it free, it's still $3.99 and if you want to purchase it. But this is really important. There might be like the goal of Apple might be basically to have its own weather provider instead of having the Weather Channel as the weather provider. They might be looking to basically replace the Weather Channel and have their own provider. And this will be probably implemented into iOS 14. Now, it's pretty late right now to do it, and we don't know whether that will be on the initial release of iOS 14, but maybe with other updates like iOS 14.1 or maybe 14.2 or even later. But the purchase of this app tells that Apple is really looking to improve their weather app, which is basically the same since a few years ago. Nothing has changed. It doesn't have like major features and all that stuff, but with the purchase of dark sky, you can look to see a very big improvement on the weather app on iOS 14, even though that might not come on the first release, but it should come later. So that is it for this video, guys. These are the newest leaks, rumors, and reports regarding the new features that are coming to iOS 14. Now, most of these come from 9to5Mac, and everything is based on the code of an early build of iOS 14 that they have. And of course, we can expect most of these features to make iOS 14, even though on early builds there are features like that we won't see on the final release, but most of them are very important and very well detailed and probably will also be on the release of iOS 14. So again, very great news that iOS 14 won't be held back due to the situation that is happening now in the whole world, but the devs are working from home and iOS 14 should be right here on its usual schedule. So the beta release June 1st, and then in September we should see iOS 14 coming out to the public. So that's basically it. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and I will see you on the next one.